one in Ivy. This is home. You know, I'll spend every Sunday here at home. I need y'all to go with me and agree with me a little bit and help me to stay shored up just a little bit longer. I asked the Lord to show me up through this. So far, I think I'm strong. I don't know how long it's going to last. And I'm going to try not to look at the words on the paper, but getting old and my memory ain't as good as it used to be. So I might have to refer back. This is a poem by James Weldon. It's called Go Down Death. I first heard it at a pageant in high school, and it struck me so hard then. A young lady by the name of Kathy with me, I believe, did it. And I never forgot it. I sat down with my mother one day and I was reading it. And it might sound like an odd thing to say to your mother, but I said, you know, one day I know you're going to go away from here, and I would like to read this. I didn't know if she knew it or not, so I sat down and I started reading it. She started reciting words along with it. She was something else, man. She had all kinds of tricks in her pocket. And y'all knew her. I know a whole lot of people knew her. And, you know, that smile she had, I don't care what was going on. She just kept on smiling, putting it in the hands of the Lord. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And this is a sermon, although I'm not a preacher, and I'm going to try not to preach, but it will be a little bit on the spirited side. So, Pastor, bear with me. Throw something at me if I start getting a little out of it. Try to kind of step outside of myself. Weep not. Weep not. She is not dead. She is resting in the bosom of Jesus. Heartbroken daughters, weep no more. Grief-stricken son, weep no more. Left lonesome grandchildren, great-grands, friends and family, weep no more. For she knows just Just a few days before yesterday morning, God was looking down from his great high heaven, looking down on all his children. And his eye fell on Sister Mary Louise, for she was wakened, startled, difficult of breath from her weary sleep. God's big heart was filled with pity, that everlasting pity. God sat back on his throne, and he turned to that tall white angel standing at his right hand, and he said, "Call me death." And that tall white angel cried out in a voice like a clap of thunder. And he said, "Call death, call death." And the echo sounded down the streets of heaven, way back in that shadowy place where death waits with its pale white horses. And death heard the summons. And he leaped upon his fastest horse, and he galloped up the golden streets, and the hoofs of the horses struck fire upon the gold. But they didn't make no sense. And up death rode to the great white throne, and he waited for God's command. And God said, "Go down, death. Go down into Newport News, Virginia. Go down over the Hampton and find Sister Louise. For she's throwing the burden at the head of the day. She's labored hard in my vineyard. She's tired. didn't say a word. For he loosed the reins of his fast tail white horse, and he clapped the spurs in his bloodless sides. And I lay down death road, out through the pearly gates, past the stars and moons and the sun. Straight down death came. While the family was around her bed watching, she sat up, startled. She was difficult to breath. And she looked off. She saw what we could not see. She saw old death. She saw old death coming down like a shooting star. But she wasn't frightened of old death. No, she wasn't. But death to her was like a welcome friend. She looked up, and in her way, she smiled, and she said, "I'm going home." And she turned and smiled, and she closed her eyes. And death took her up like a baby, and she lay in his icy arms. She didn't feel no chill. She didn't feel no chill. Death began to run again, and up and out of the evening star into the glittering light of glory, and on to the great white throne. And then he lay Sister Louise on the loving breast of Jesus. Jesus took his own hand, and he wiped away her tears. And he smoothed the furrows from her face. The angel sang a little song. What a friend we have in Jesus. And Jesus rocked her in his arms. And he helped her sing, "Take your rest, Louise. Louise, just go ahead and take your rest. Take your rest." And nearby, Jim, her loving husband of 45 years who had gone on some years before. Well, he smiled and he said, "Lou, my wait is over. And your troubles are now past. God has now welcomed you home. Weep not, weep not. She is not dead. She is just asleep. She is resting in the bosom of Jesus." Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity. Something I've wanted to do for a long time.